went ahead and took a look at what I've achieved this manga haul because I'm gonna make a lot of progress on my manga wish list. I mean, we're not even at the end of the year, but holy shit. Hello brothers and sisters, my name is Daidarius and welcome to my manga haul of September 2024. The good news is, there's no bad news, but the first good news I'm gonna share here is that I have managed to get the final part of my missing manga haul. It's not a lot, but I have managed to get it. So all the mangas that I lost for the July manga haul, I've now gotten it, which is good. We got that out of the way. But I'm not gonna stall anymore. Let's jump straight into my manga haul. And first up, we have Dandadan Volume 5 and Volume 6. Either this month or later this year, we are gonna get Volume 9. So I'm almost caught up on Dandadan actually, and I'm almost confident I'm gonna manage to do that at the end of the year. But I think I'm gonna touch upon that at the end of the haul. But anyway, Dandadan Volume 5 and Volume 6, I'm looking forward to getting around to read it at some point. But I'm not gonna delve too much on it. Haven't read it, can't say much about it. Let's jump on to the next one. And next up we have Sakamoto Days Volume 6 and Volume 7. I've only read rumors that we are about to be or are in the final parts of the story, which will mean, if that is the case, this is also going to be a short one. But nevertheless, I'm not going to dwell too much on it. I have a lot more to cover, and keep talking about a series I have not read doesn't really make sense to me, except that the volume covers looks amazing. And yeah, I guess that's it. Also, it's getting an anime pretty soon, so hopefully it will boost its sales even more. Anyway, Sakamoto Days, Dandadan, which means we only have one more series left to cover in that trio, I guess. That is the Elusive Samurai Volume 4 and Volume 6. So Volume 4 obviously was one of the carryovers from last month. That is those three mangas I'm trying to catch up on. The Sakamoto Days and Elusive Samurai is going to be a bit more difficult, so to speak, because they have like 13 and 14-ish volumes out right now, so there's still a long way to go, relatively speaking, compared to Dandadan. I will get there, but I'm not sure I'm going to do it this year. The only caveat is that Sakamoto Days, I'm gunning for getting my 10 volumes this year, which was the plan the initial goal. Where the two others, I might catch up or might not. Anywho, the next one is one of the missing volumes from July, so let's get to it. And that is Colorless Volume 6. And with this volume, I have now completed Colorless. It's a short series, and believe it or not, I have actually read this. And I must say, it is not quite what I expected of it. It's still good. It has this atmosphere that's kind of reminiscent of a detective noir comic book. And then, of course, it has this anime sci-fi flair to it. The final battle or confrontation, so to speak, was kind of weak of what they tried to do, and they were trying to do or they were trying to reveal a lot of plot points and plot twists that didn't really land because they were doing it in too quick succession of each other. But that being said, this was still an awesome read and very unique idea and perspective on just the manga medium in general and printed media in general. And I highly recommend to check it out. It's only 7 volumes, it's not that big of a commitment. But I must say, when colors are used in the manga, it just pops more, it hits you more, because it's sparingly used, very sparingly used. But yeah, Colorless, great manga. Even if the final confrontation is a bit weak, I highly recommend it. So, on to the next one. And next up we have Solo Leveling Volume 9. We are getting to the final part of Solo Leveling with this. The next 2 volumes which have been announced, we are getting close to the final battle. But yes, Solo Leveling might be done next year. Then I will have to start probably collecting other manhwas, because I have read, the only thing of either I have also read is the Overgeared, which is good, but the quality of it kind of diminished, at least the drawing quality of it. but nevertheless, might collect that or might collect some of the others. I'm not gonna dwell too much on it because I can't remember the titles, but there are a few that I have my eyes on, but I just need to start reading them online beforehand. I kept throwing money at them because the quality of manhwa is a bit iffy. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. And next up we have Mashle's Magic and Muscles Volume 16, and with this we're only missing 2 more volumes and then we will have finished Mashle. It's gonna be fun to actually start reading this and the following 2 volumes. According to Wish, we should be able to get the final volume in December, but since I'm using Blackwell's, I'm gonna finish Mashle next year, probably. Well, on to the next one. And next up we have Helck Volume 10. So just with Mashle, with this there's only 2 more volumes to go. I have been collecting Mashle for almost 2 years. I have had so many opportunities to start reading it, but I have not started this yet. And the reason is I am so close to finishing it. And just like with Colorless, I just gonna wait a bit more so I can, I won't say binge read, but read the whole thing in one continuous long read. It's just I think at least how it's meant to be read, at least the shorter series. And some series that are better if you just read the volumes when they come out and then have a more slow read spread over multiple years. But in this case, I'm just gonna wait. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to it again at the end of the video. We're still missing 2 more volumes, so this is a big haul. Nevertheless, let's get on to the final 2. And next up we have Fist of the North Star Volume 13. It actually have gotten more and more hard and also trying to produce a more fulfilling story than just the week to week bad guy. And I actually appreciate it. Sure, it is showing its age, but it's like aging like fine wine. It actually shows you why it is goated. It's not just because it was popular. There's actually substance to it. So I appreciate that. And yes, we're only missing 5 more volumes and then we have completed Fist of the North Star, which is insane. And I hope this will do other legendary series in this high-ish quality hardcover version. I'm not sure which the next one should be, just looking at this catalog. Again, I'm just hoping for a hardcover colored version of One Piece. I mean, they have the rights. As long as they update the translation so it's not Solo, it's Zoro, but nevertheless. Let's go on to the final volume. And that is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean Volume 5. We are at the halfway point. I think I really do appreciate, and you also really do feel, this picked up the pace with the release of Part 6 since they're coming out every other month, because it means technically we're getting 1 single volume each month since these are 2-in-1s. Before we know it, we're gonna be on Part 7 and we're gonna spend like 2 years in that, then we're gonna be on Part 8 and spend 2 years in that, and then we'll be caught up. I'm looking so much forward to it. And also, again, when you just look at the spines of Part 4, 5 and 6 next to each other, it looks so freaking good. But yes, that is my manga haul. So before we get to the main event, which is the wish list, I'm just gonna quickly touch upon what I meant about catching up, reading, whatever. Why haven't I read some of the series yet? Well, as you just heard, I just finished reading Colorless. And before that, I finished reading Blade of the Immortal. That was a great series. Holy shit. That was a great ending. Such an emotional ending, but a great ending. But nevertheless, thing is that I'm now again, because I didn't spend just 6 months on it, I'm again working on a video. A non-manga haul related video. I am putting a quick brief pause on my backlog because I'm making a video on the very same subject, which is reading your collection. I think I've gotten to a point where I have enough material to actually make that kind of video, and hopefully it's gonna be good, and it's gonna be in the same vein as why it's important to complete your, not collection, but a series. But yes. So that's the reason why I haven't continued reading what's left of my backlog, is because I'm making a video again. Hopefully it will not take me 6 months like the Berserk one. Please don't. Alright, but let's quickly get to the main event. You think it's going to be the manga haul? It's not going to be the manga haul. No, you're not here for the manga haul. You are here for the wish list. That's why the video is titled Manga Haul. Anywho, let's get on to the wish list. I am such a professional. You can now see the mic I'm using. I'm keeping it in. Alright, so let's bring up the list real quick. And first of all, we can take a look at solo leveling. I was gunning for the first 9 volumes. Volume 10 is being released this year. I might get around to actually buy that. That's also something I wanted to touch upon. I'm gonna do it after this. But I committed to 9 volumes, so we are crossing it off. And then we are gonna cross off Black Clover, because for some weird reason I have not done that yet. I don't know why. Why haven't I crossed off Black Clover? I know what you're thinking. But Daidarius, you have not gotten volume 36, and you are correct. But the issue is, volume 36 is going to be released in 2025, so I can't collect it. So I'm set out to collect everything Black Clover related this year. I managed to do it, so I'm gonna cross it off. And that's the first list. But now let's get on to the other list. So the other list right here, and I'm gonna cross out 2 more. It's insane. Dandadan, I committed to the first 6 volumes. I just got volume 6, crossing it out. And the Elusive Samurai, committed to the first 6 volumes. I've just gotten volume 6, so again, crossing it out. Which means I'm missing Sakamoto days. It's only the first 10 volumes. Technically, we should be able to do it, but we'll see. I'm gonna touch upon it in a moment. But yes, just looking at the first list and now the second one, I'm making extreme progress with this. There's still some lurking giants in here, looking at Trigon, but I'm pretty confident that next month is also gonna cross off a lot more of this, and dare I say I might actually be able to complete my wish list this year. I won't say too much because December is still a bit iffy on Blackwells if they manage to give it to me before the end of the year, but we'll see. Maybe this is gonna be the year. Let's roll it back a bit. So why am I not that confident of I'm gonna manage to get volume 10 of solo leveling, or manage to get even more Dandadan, maybe being caught up with Dandadan and Sakamoto days? Am I gonna get 10 volumes, so on and so forth? Trigon is a thing, and as I mentioned last month, there are deluxe editions from Dark Horse, which is famously expensive, or infamously expensive, I guess you would say. And not only that, we're gonna get a Trigon each and every month, more or less, until February. I think they're skipping January, but still, especially since that 1 volume of a Dark Horse Deluxe Edition is like between 3 and 4 singles that I'm gonna have to omit from my manga hauls, which I, up until now, have been using as placeholder for Dandadan, Sakamoto days, and Elusive Samurai, and maybe also Soul Leveling. So there's that, and there's still more Jojos to collect, there's still more Soul Eaters to collect, there's still more Soul Eater not to collect, and then some other miscellaneous actually volumes that I wanted to collect. So that's why I'm a bit might have to break the budget just a smidgen the final couple of months, considering Trigon's in there. We'll see. I'm not gonna break the budget too much, because why have a budget? But yes, just wanted to touch upon that. Whatever you think and whatever you have collected, comment below me your thoughts, and always until see you in the next video. Just remember to stay awesome. See ya.